Yes, people. Welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm here joined by, I was going to say special guest, but you don't like being called a special guest, even though he is one of the GOAT content creators in this space. Man like Shameless Baines, aka Top Red Bainesy, aka Strapman Baines, aka Baines St. Patrick, aka Statman Baines. What are you telling me, Bainesy? You good?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. Oh, bless, man. It's good to have you here as always. You know what I mean? Especially on ManDem United, whether it's ManDem United, Stats, Facts, and Vibes, or another show. So it's good to have you here. And I'm here joined as well by another one of the GOAT content creators. You lot just don't know yet. And he is on ManDem United simply because we played Chelsea just yesterday. Man like Peter is in the building. What are you telling me, Peter? You good?
Yeah, man. I'm doing all right.
You know what? You sound as thrilled and as excited as that game was yesterday. But yes, people, this is the ManDem United podcast, and it is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. As you can see from the title, United uninspiring in draw versus Chelsea. Uninspiring being the key word, because that's exactly what that performance was. And we're going to get into that from the United side with myself and Bainesy. I'm sure Peter will speak from the Chelsea perspective as well. But please make sure you hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live or watching this back. Smash the like button. Make sure you share this across all the socials and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Road to 4K people, so hit the notification bell when you do. Make sure you follow the Twitch as well. All right, let's get straight into it. And anyway, Bainesy, thoughts? We'll go strictly on the game yesterday. Of course, we're gonna get into the Ronaldo conversation, but that's a whole nother conversation we'll get into later on the show. But your thoughts on the game?
There's no thoughts in it. That's Manchester United for you.
Like I said,
stunk the place up. One chance, one goal in it. And that's United. We didn't play well. I don't even know what to say in it. Like, I actually don't know what to say. No, I don't know what to say with United now, innit? Like, it's just the same thing over and over again. We did nothing. We defended poorly, let's be honest. Our midfield structure was shocking. Rashford was shocking, tracking back. Yeah.
Talk about Rashford then, because he's someone who was criticized heavily. We was talking before the show. You criticized him heavily also. Thoughts on Rashford, like yesterday and just in general?
I tweeted it yesterday, innit? And it's kind of like, I can't remember my exact words of the tweet, innit? But it's kind of like, I think I said something. It was like, okay, you might not be good going forward. We can accept that as fans, innit? But as soon as you're not doing the basics and you're becoming a liability on the side, and I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, you're so lazy. You have to help your fullback out. And that's just the basics of being a winger. Tedis was exposed in that first half. Reece James was having an absolute field day. And then at any point, did he do anything different? Did he help out? No. Just he lost the ball, walked around the pitch. And I said this before, like, your name is Marcus Rashford. As a footballer, you've done nothing in the game. Know your level.
Wow.
No, but I said this in the past, though.
You did? I'm just saying, wow.
If it's a Ronaldo or a Messi or a Neymar, they're walking. At least you can say they got a bit of reputation about them, innit? Well, Rashford, you've literally done nothing in football that you can be like that on the pitch. And then I said this, you complain that you're not playing. Are you like, and what was the excuse yesterday? You played on your preferred side. Were you United's best? I say this all the time. Are you United's best left winger? No. Are you United's best striker? No. Are you United's best right winger? No. Like, you should be ashamed.
Jesus.
Like, you're telling me an academy kid in Anthony Elanga, who, let's be honest, is nothing special, is displacing me right now. You know why? It's because he just works hard. Because he helps the fullback out. There's nothing special what Elanga's doing that Rashford can't do.
Facts.
And then, like, oh man, I literally give up with him, man. Like, his attitude absolutely stinks. And it's good to see that I think Gary Neville was kind of calling it out for the first time yesterday.
Oh, Sheen, what did Gary Neville say? I didn't see what Gary Neville said. But I know
he was calling it out on the commentary kind of thing, innit?
He was butchering you guys the first half. It was too funny.
Yeah, well, that's Gary Neville for you.
Just talking about how the team was disorganized and like seemed uninterested in terms of like out of possession, and like how the pressing was just erratic and how there was just too much space for Chelsea players.
And you know the most frustrating thing is here?
Performance at all, but he was just like, United are terrible, basically, in so many words.
No, but Rashford, you're 24 and you're telling me you can't run back. You're 24 on big money.
This
And
is
you got a
his,
37-year-old in Cristiano Ronaldo who's even on the left at one point because you weren't tracking back. Bruno Fernandes was going on the left at times because Bruno was tracking back.
this is Rashford's 6th full professional season. Like, forget the age thing.
He's not even a late bloomer. He literally came into the scene very, very early. So there's no excuses for it.
Well,
But listen, man. What can you do? What can you do? Because Garnacho's going to come in probably for the next 3 games. And I can guarantee you for a fact Garnacho's trying harder than him. He's going to embarrass Marcus Rashford. Alanga's already embarrassed him. Ralph has embarrassed him. Rashford's embarrassed himself.
you spitting, man. I'm just letting you go, fam.
No, but I've been saying this for so many weeks now that Rashford's lazy. And this is my problem. I am fine that plays are not good. Like, you see someone like Scott McTominay, for example. I'm fine with him being crap in it. Because at least I know McTominay's trying.
That's debatable, but I hear your point.
He is crap, by the way.
Matt Judge is left.
Oh,
no way.
It was Matt Judge left. That's not EFAC. Yeah, Bainesy, you do the research. Because even Ralph spotted it because he switched Alanga and Rashford. Wings.
And guess what?
I have time.
Where did the goal come down? Raw, Matt Judge left. Mad.
We're gonna get to that. But the goal came down the left-hand side, but that's on Delo. Delo doesn't have to. Delo's come too tight there.
Yeah, but who scored the goal? Marcus Alonso.
Yeah, it was Alonso.
Rashford still has to be tracking back.
Nah, as much as we get on to Alonso, and I'm a fan of Delo. That's on Delo.
No, don't get me wrong. Dalo is the main blame in it, but I still think.
Yeah. I can't put
that's
that
mad, you know. Matt Judge actually left.
But I get into it then, Bainesy. Matt Judge has left. Your thoughts? Because I know you're big on the Myrtle madness. You know what I'm saying? That's your guy. I'm saying.
Nah, that's actually madness. That's kind of like threw me off kind of thing, innit? Because he's the guy that's leading everything in terms of transfers, contract negotiations and stuff, innit? And obviously we know how badly stuff has gone.
Yep.
So now that fact that he's left, crazy.
We're having a clear out, fam. That's what it seems. Seems we're having a clear out. And I'm all for this. Yeah. Big up to BT. We'll get through some more of the comments as well. Says big up to ManDem. Daredevil says big up everyone from the USA. From the USA. The only positive was that we got a point. Other than that, the performance was lackluster and poor. I agree with you, Daredevil. BT says we are terrible again. Yep. Big up everyone. And big up to the new coach of the Austria national team. Man like Rolex Ralph, we're going to get into that. Big up Lewis, who says the resistible force versus the movable object. Biggest mid-off since Arsenal and Spurs were fighting for first and Leicester won it. Wow. But we'll go over to the Chelsea side of things. Peter, your thoughts on it from the Chelsea perspective?
That was probably our best Old Trafford performance since Drogba scored that offsides goal and we won the league, basically. Like, if I'm being honest, thinking back about him, you guys couldn't get out of your own house. You couldn't get close to people. Like, you couldn't get close to our midfield. We did well stretching the pitch, overloading the sides, playing guys in, creating chances. Everything was good. It's just the chances, unfortunately, fell to Kai Havertz. And he didn't feel like scoring a goal yesterday. So it happens. Conte gave the ball away to, I think it was Matic or McTominay. And then he had a chance to win it back, and there was miscommunication. Matic picked up the ball, chipped it through to Ronaldo, and we conceded, right? That happens. But, like, again, N'Golo Kante being sloppy in possession. But, yeah, unfortunately, you make mistakes, you get punished. It happens. It's football. But, no, I'm not as upset as most people are from the Chelsea perspective about what we watched yesterday. Because I know these attacking players are just not good. So I don't even get my hopes up when they're through on goal. I don't expect them to score. But, yeah, I mean, hey, we scored a good goal. We played well. Created more than enough chances to win that game, and we didn't win. So, for me, I don't really have too many issues with it. People will be pissed, and that's cool. But purely off what we watched yesterday, I think the team was set up well, and I think the team played well. So, it is what it is. I don't know. But you guys, let me just not say much. But
the mad thing is, I don't even think that was a shocking performance from United, what we've seen in recent weeks.
See, it might not be, but just like the way the wings were getting overloaded, especially the right-hand side, because
Man, that's Rashford's fault, isn't it? Rashford literally.
It was literally just Rashford deciding not to run with.
And the thing is, one player doing that ruins the entire thing because Matic has to shuffle over, and then you saw McTominay, the space in the midfield, crazy.
People are watching it and are immediately like, "Why isn't Telles out there with Reece James?" It's like, guys, Telles is a guy running diagonally across his face. He has to run with him. Like when you're defending and you're outnumbered, guys, you always mark the person closest to the goal. That's just how football works. That's how people create overloads just with numbers. So the person furthest to the touchline will just be free. Reece was free 5 or 6 times in the first half. All it is a bit of a recovery run from Rashford, and then maybe that diag from Rudiger or Jorginho isn't there, right? But Rashford was not about to run. So, I mean, hey, shout out to him. The only thing is, we got the ball to the left side. I wish Alonso, Mount, and Havertz or Werner, whoever, would have combined to really attack the space behind Delo better than they did. Because a few times we got in behind them, we just didn't do anything with it. We inherently become right-hand oriented, like right side oriented, because our right wing back is better than the left wing back. So, like, it's really, for me, it's more of a personnel issue, more than like a structural or like stylistic issue. But hey, I mean, we created more than enough chances. It would have been nice to see Mount with a bit better delivery from the channels into the box, because there's times where Werner can get on the end of crosses and Mount's just not really giving him a chance. But hey, I mean, he's trying to.
Reece James balls were ridiculous, man.
That's
obviously, there's a couple ones that he obviously didn't complete them, but you know, in terms of the area that he put them in.
Exactly. No, they're hitting areas. So, like, how can I be mad at putting the ball basically on the 6? Our forwards had plenty of chances to get on the end of it. Give us like any sort of like poacher type striker, like serious striker. And I think we're 2-0 up in the first half yesterday. Like the one where Kante played Havertz through on goal. He took a touch, looked up, made eye contact with De Gea, and still hit him in the stomach. Like, it's just a lack of composure. I don't know structurally.
Tuchel was furious at that, man.
We should have scored. Like,
yeah, don't get me wrong. You should have beaten us here, but Tuchel's reaction when Havertz missed that first, I think it was the first chance.
It was the left-footed one.
Well, was that his first chance of the game? Or was that
the
his
second one? Because he had one on his right that he hit into the side netting, which I can kind of see that. That's fine. But the left-footed one, nah, man. No, that's criminal. You can't be missing stuff like that. Like that, our poor finishing and our lack of clinicalness cost us a cup already. It probably cost us a Champions League semifinal place. And like, yeah, it cost us 2 points today, which in the grand scheme of things, or 2 points yesterday, which doesn't fucking matter. I hear you. But like, we show up to Wembley, we finish like that, we're gonna lose again. So it's just, for me, it's like, that part needs to be fixed. But you can't really, there's no sort of like training and preparation like I feel like you can do. Those guys just need a bag. It's not like that's not a hard chance. Even the header, he completely mistimed his jump. Reece James put that in the perfect area. He mistimes his jump and basically puts it right into De Gea. Kante had a cutback from Jorginho at the top of the box. He had all the space in the world, like 8-9 minutes in. De Gea didn't have to extend his arms. He hit him right in the belly button. I know it's N'Golo Kante, but like, we just got to be doing better. I'm not asking all of these to be goals, but we need to make the goalkeeper seriously work. Like, yeah, De Gea spread himself well on the Havertz 1v1, but he hit him in the stomach. It's not like De Gea tipped it onto the post or made like a great kick save. He hit him in his frame. Like, we're just not even. But whatever, it happens. You know, it happens. It would have been nice if Reece's shot to hit the post would have hit the post and gone in. But that was actually good play after winning the ball high up the pitch. So, like, I can't be too mad. So, like, it happens.
Was Reece James the man in the match as well?
Probably, yeah. I would say so. I don't know, like, who the
who were your top 3 Chelsea players?
Reece, Jorginho, and probably Azpilicueta. Because the right side, we were killing you guys. We were killing you guys with the overload. But I thought Jorginho also as well in the middle. Like, it's very rare that we play like 2v3 in the midfield and just win and don't have to overload it. Like Jorginho and Kante in the first half, it was cash. It was beautiful.
And it just comes down to United's midfield structure as a whole. Shocking.
Honestly, Yeah, it was weird. Like, yeah, I know we were at Old Trafford playing Manchester United, but it felt like we were playing like Steve Bruce's Newcastle. That's like what it felt like. I'll be real with you.
No, but we've seen it. Like, just look at United's results over the last couple of weeks. We never make it hard for the opposition to break us down, kind of thing, innit? Like,
No,
you
that's
saw
the thing.
Villarreal against Liverpool. What, it took them to the 60th minute, I think it was.
Yeah.
Took them, 4 minutes? Arsenal, 2 minutes against us.
Yeah, you guys aren't like a hard team to create chances against. Sometimes people just don't score, right?
Like we can't even just sit in a low block and make it difficult. No, I'm not even saying good going forward, just make it difficult. We literally
like,
cannot.
Even Norwich, like when it was 2-2, like they had chances to win the game.
I said it. We did that Norwich game. We didn't deserve to win that, man. We were poor that day.
I know everybody's gonna celebrate the free kick for Ronaldo hat trick. I hear that. Tim Krul punches the ball into his side net. That was criminal goalkeeping.
Listen,
but like again,
put power in it.
You're Norwich, you're 20th place. Stuff like that happens. I get it, but like when I've watched United in recent weeks,
No, like the quality is not meant to be there with them, innit?
The reason I was so confident going into the game, I was like, we'll get chances. Just I didn't think we'd be that bad in front of goal. I was surprised at how poor we were in the first half because we were. It was such a good performance, man. It actually was. It's one of the best ones we've had like over the season, I think. And then we just threw it all away. So it's another lesson to learn. You take the point, whatever. You can be pissed, but like it happens. I was entertained at least in the first half. I was. But it's funny how like a bunch of our fans are just really upset. That was the worst United team, and we couldn't beat them. Like, guys, you can't win if you don't score goals. Like, I don't know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, but do you think you created enough though? Like, obviously, you created enough to win, but overall,
100%, yes.
Wait, what do you think would have been a fair result then?
A 2-1 or a 1-0, to be honest, but we should have won. Yes.
Yeah, that I agree, but.
Yeah, I'm not saying we should have battered you, but we should have won the game.
Yeah, that I agree.
Like, we gave you a good chance with Ronaldo. He scored. But, like, the header that Havertz mistimed, there was a ball Mount played across the box that was just out of the reach of Werner. Like, Mount just lashed it across and, like, lost composure. The Havertz 1v1, right? I genuinely think he should have scored that. I think he should have scored the header as well. But, like, then we kind of had, like, if you want to call the Conte chance a half chance, cool. I'm not saying he should have scored, but you got to make De Gea work harder than we did, you know? And then we had the good bit of play, and we just hit the wrong side of the post, like 3 centimeters to the right. That probably hits the post and goes in. You know what I mean? Like, it's a game of, like, fine margins. But, no, I do think we created enough to win that game. It's not like we were ever pinned back for long periods. I never felt like we were just hanging on to a 1-1. Even at 0-0, I never felt you guys were going to score. I just wasn't sure if we would. Because, you know, you watch people miss chances like that. It takes a toll. Like, there's certain points in a match where you need to do something. Like, if you get gifted a chance at 0-0, or if you carve a team open after outplaying them for a half an hour and you can't score, like, nah, that's just not acceptable. But it is what it is, man. Havertz has never been a clinical striker. That's why he'll never be the striker that, like, leads Chelsea to, like, anything serious in terms of, like, output. He doesn't have that, like, in him. He's only scored 7 goals this season. That's 2 more goals than Lukaku, despite playing 1,000 more minutes. So, like, nah, it is what it is.
I still can't believe we got a draw against you, look.
I mean, I can. I called it on the watch along. But, like, as soon as we went 1-0 up, I'm like, oh, we'll concede now. But, like, it is what it is. And then we just conceded out of nothing. But it happens. It is what it is, man. I'm not too pissed about it. But, I mean, you guys, shit.
I can't believe Matt Judd left, you know.
Was he the son dude? Was he the propaganda guy?
No, that's Neil Ashton.
Okay.
Matt was in charge for, like, transfers, like contract negotiations and stuff, innit?
All right. Cool.
And everyone literally criticized him.
Mm-hmm.
And the man that keeps doing it is John Myrtle, man. He's doing exactly what he did in the academy. just getting rid of bare people and actually import like just the footballing side of the club is improving so much.
Well, now you're gonna probably have to hire other people, right?
Yeah, Phil Mitchell looks like he's gonna come in it.
Oh, okay. So that guy handed Bruno a contract and left?
I can't lie, I think the Bruno thing that probably was like in the plans for a couple like months, probably in it.
Probably.
That's my thought.
I don't see. This is the sentiment I don't understand. Like, how did we watch yesterday and decide Chelsea are going downhill? Like, where does that sentiment come from? We didn't win, but like,
Well, I've got a question for you. You
what?
think you're close? Do you think you're closer to Liverpool/City, or do you think you're closer to United?
Oh, definitely Liverpool and City.
What
You
about
guys
Arsenal?
probably still Liverpool and City.
What about Tottenham?
Probably still, yeah.
Yes.
None of those teams, none of you guys have shown the capacity to give them like consistent games other than like Tottenham somehow scraping wins against City. People will argue like points and stuff, and like that's cool, right? But like with United especially, you're gonna have half a new team next year. You're gonna have a completely new coach. The one thing, like Tottenham pretty much have a new coach, right? They still have to get that under their belt. Arsenal, they could get fourth, or they couldn't, right? Whatever. But like that's a team that's doing this season with no European commitments. By the end of the season, we're playing 63 matches, the same number as like Liverpool will likely play. You know, that's like the normal total, excluding Club World Cup and Super Cup. That's like the normal maximum for a top level team. And we have the coach. Like, yeah, you could say certain players have dipped in certain areas. There's going to be new recruits having to come in because of like contract situations and stuff and people leaving. I hear that. But no, I don't think Chelsea are like an oceans away. And like the way I've determined that is just we're not as consistent as them, but like the inconsistency I see like with you guys in terms of like performance is
No, but looking at next year, like you lot. I'm not saying you're gonna go for a big of a rebuild as us, in it. But a lot's going to change at Chelsea because obviously you got Christensen, Rudiger, Azpilicueta leaving, Jorginho and Kante probably need replacing. Let's be honest. And then obviously your front three, and you probably need backup fullbacks as well, innit? Or wing backs.
Yeah, that's a much smaller, shorter list than like what you guys need.
Yeah, no, I said that, innit? It's shorter than us, innit?
Yeah, like, no, I hear that, but like
Chelsea are still going to go for a big project kind of thing as well, innit?
I mean, yeah, but like also like the one thing we have that like you guys don't really have is A, stability in like the coaching department, and B, we have players like Gallagher, Broya, and like Levi Colwell who can come in and like contribute to the team. Like you could say we have no owner. You could say we've not won anything because you want to act like the Club World Cup doesn't count. Cool. You can say Tuchel's only keeping his job because Roman is gone. All this is good. The point is,
this saying on Thomas Tuchel, however you say his name, like you can't blame him on this. Like he's literally one of the best managers in the world. He's proven it. What he's done at Chelsea for what 18 months now.
Yeah, like you could phrase it like this and be very intellectually dishonest, but Todd Bowley's consortium are probably going to get approved for ownership. That's going to happen by the end of this month, so within the next few days. You could like you guys can be as intellectually dishonest as you want. Like I hear that, but at the end of the day, Chelsea have a coach that's worked with the players. Ten Hag hasn't had a single training session with this group yet, right? With like, if you wanted to say United could turn it around quicker than Chelsea, sure, I guess. I don't really believe that, but no, I think a lot of you guys who aren't as close to the situation view it as more turbulent and toxic than like it actually is. Like everyone just needs to relax a bit. I don't know. I don't see how you watch Chelsea in the Bernabeu and decide that we're closer to United or Arsenal or Tottenham than the other two. I don't really get that. Like, I don't get this. And this is the thing, like, Arsenal Football Club haven't played Champions League for 5 years.
You know, on this as well. Like, obviously, I don't know much about the new owners, like the potential, what do you call it, candidates and stuff. Yeah, but they are better than a Roman. Because let's be honest, as much as people praise Roman, he's not perfect, is he?
Yeah, like this is assuming
Like, your
like
recruitment still needs. Your recruitment's been poor.
yes, the assumption is that the assumption that people are building in and they're not recognizing is our new owners are going to function worse than our current owners. Like, people are viewing change as a negative because they're scared of it, right? But what people don't want to acknowledge is, like, say our new owners don't just pump as much money into the team, but decide to move smarter and actually do smart things, and our team does better and is more consistent as a result, that's only going to make us better. Like, I feel like the assumption or like the wish from rival fans is Chelsea gets some sort of like Glazer wannabes and we just fucking drown, because like that's what people want to see, which is cool. Like, I hear that, but it's just, I don't know. Look, and this is the thing, like, if you want to take a league season where Chelsea had 4 comps to compete and Arsenal basically had 1, like, if you want to take that, cool. For me, I'm not rating any sort of progress from a team in the unique circumstance they were in until I see that progress sustained while competing in all the other shit as well. Because if you strip back everything, like if we had nothing else to compete in but the league this season, I guarantee you we have more than 2 points a game. I guarantee you. Like, I don't think that would be debatable.
I think that Todd Bowley guy is going to be on you, thinking it.
Yeah. Because the random
that Matt little
UK
guy
group,
came out and said, my understanding is still unconfirmed by his group, Rain, whatever they're called, and Chelsea, is that
yeah,
Todd
so all
Bowley
that
will be
news is
named as a
breaking
preferred
today.
buyer.
So yeah, so Bowley's group is probably going to be the ones who get the club. He tried to buy us in 2019, but Roman didn't want to sell.
Oh, swear. Never knew that.
Yeah. So he's wanted the
Why
club.
is that? Because of like money?
Hmm?
Why is that? Because of like financial reasons or like?
Nah, Roman just didn't want to sell because he only sold because of the geopolitical like scene and getting forced out. Roman he didn't just up and choose to sell the team because he needed money. It's not a money thing. He's not collecting the 1.2 billion debt that the club owe his private companies. Like, it's not a money thing at all. He just didn't want to sell the club at the time. He would have never sold the club if this Ukraine stuff didn't get to the point it did. He would have still been our owner. It's all like purely circumstantial. Like, Chelsea aren't being auctioned from a place of financial weakness where like vultures can just sort of come in and like take over.
Manipulate kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, people at the club and Roman Abramovich himself have influence in terms of who gets chosen to be the next owners. So like, people assuming this transition is going to go absolutely horrible and Chelsea are going to crash and burn, like, I would hear that if we were saddled with debt and we were like, like we were going downhill actually. But like, it's just literally because Putin wanted to start a war, now we need new owners. This is literally what happened. And
What's happening with the war thing as well? So that was gone silent.
Yeah, like you could say all sorts of things, but like, it's just, this is the thing. Like, I feel like, Emmanuel, you don't know you've done no research about Todd Bowley and his ownership group revolving around the LA Dodgers, and you're just saying it. Like, we are making the equivocation that sugar daddies are the best way to run clubs and the most efficient ways. And like, if we looked at Liverpool right now, not necessarily true.
Just look at Chelsea. They haven't won a league title since 2016, I think, isn't it?
2017, yeah. Like,
yeah, there you go.
So it's not always you spend the most money and look at you guys, spend the most money and you win. Like, no, that's not how it is.
Just look at Everton as well.
Yeah, you guys have spent $1 billion since you last won the Prem and have like 4 trophies in a decade or some shit. Everton has spent like $500,000 in their under new owners and they're going to be in the championship. Like, the amount does not always equate to success. It's just different, and people look at different for Chelsea next season as worse.
Because the mad thing is that Chelsea could still spend less, but be in a better position.
Yes.
It's about spending smart and stuff, isn't it?
Yes, but we're assuming it's just going to be worse and chaos. Because
like Liverpool, that's someone that signed Thiago and Jota, I
Santiago
think, innit?
and Jota, yeah.
What, 60, 70 million pound? Probably
Yeah.
less than that.
They signed Thiago and Jota after winning the Premier League.
That's an unbelievable window. That's not even big money. It's
Yeah.
like one of the best players available in the cheap. Got him. And Jota, as much as I criticize him, he's a calm squad player, isn't it?
But yeah, no, it's just uncertainty, yeah, I guess. You can look at it as like uncertainty, but like Chelsea have existed in this uncertainty and been successful before. We have a coach who's under no pressure to lose his job. So just from that aspect, nah, I don't think I wouldn't rather be in your position than our position. I'll put it that way.
But like Chelsea's recruitment does need massively change. Like you could have got Tchouaméni last year, innit?
We could have.
And that was
We
before,
should've.
let's be honest, before like his stock started rising massively, kind of thing, innit?
No, see, here's the thing. Like, Emmanuel, you're being dishonest. Liverpool were going broke under Hicks and Gillette, right? FSG, the first 5 years they owned that club, were trying to get them out of the financial red before they could be ambitious and aim upwards. Like, the situation they were bought under is not the same financial climate in which Chelsea are being taken over. It's not the same. It is just not the same. It's not the same at all. Liverpool struggled because they literally didn't have the money. They were trying to balance the club in terms of the financials. So, like, before we're just going to equate situations, make sure we know what actually happened. Like, make sure we're actually informed. Like, I feel like you're just talking for the sake of talking, which is cool, but like, no, it's not the same at all. If Chelsea are going to go backwards, it's going to be because they hire the wrong people, which could happen. Do I think that will happen based off Todd Bowley's previous experience helping running sports teams? No, I don't.
Wait, what's his previous experience? I'll be honest, I don't know much about him.
The Dodgers. So he was part of a consortium that took over the LA Dodgers, the baseball team here in Los Angeles 10 years ago. So they signed a major media deal. They went from being one of just like an average team to being the biggest spenders in the league. They have one of the best, like, they call it like farm systems, but it's like academy systems for baseball. They're like one of the biggest spenders. They've got like a 6 stadium. It's not a new stadium. They've always had it. But they're just basically, they print money and they win all the time. Pretty much. So, like, if it's anything like that, we will be fine. If they decide to just be like, nah, we don't care, then, like, fair enough. But with the club having say of who the club, like, with Roman, Marina, Bruce Buck, all those people having a say of who gets to run Chelsea next, I don't think they're going to hand Chelsea over to people who are just going to drive it into the ground. I don't think so. It's not an open auction where the highest bidder wins. If it was, the Saudis would have won, guys.
Eddie, nah. Be telling people, man, mental madness. He actually knows football.
We'll see, stat man.
Nah, but we've already seen it. Look what he's done at the club. Look what he's done. He's a wise man. Has pedigree about him.
My only question to United fans is like, the patience, is that going to be there? Is the actual patience and time going to be there for this?
No, like people can say patience will be there in it, but come on, man.
I don't think it will, though.
You know how football fans are in it. You lose 3 games in a row, 10 out straight away is going to be coming in it. Oh, we should have not sacked our league. All of that stuff will come.
Like the thing that I think protects Chelsea in this as well is our local rivals aren't good. Your local rivals are the 2 best teams on the continent. So, like, it makes you look worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've always said that. Like, imagine Oli as a manager. As much as we criticize him, like, actually, criticism is fair. But he let Liverpool won a league title during his regime.
Mm-hmm.
They won a Champions League, I think.
Mm-hmm.
City won a league title, probably a couple, and they got to a Champions League final, which is never done in the, what do you call it? Existence kind of thing.
Before then,
yeah. It's crazy.
It doesn't play good for
fans still backed Oli though.
But no, like, just for me, because it's not going to be solved overnight. It's going to require time and patience. I just don't know how much time and patience the average United fan has at this point in time, because you guys got fed mostly bullshit and nonsense for 3 years.
The thing is, it can't get any worse than this. Hope so anyway. But I think when I was talking to Ajax fans the other day, innit, they said even like Ten Hag when he first went Ajax started poorly, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So say if he starts poorly at United, like I don't know how the fan base are going
to
this
what
fan
is
base is weird.
poorly to you though? Is that like below expectations, or like is that just objectively like?
Okay, let me ask you this: if you're a United fan right now, what would your expectations be
for next season?
Yeah,
if I'm in Europa League, win Europa League, or then go far in Europa League and probably finish. You're not even finished. I want 70 league points next season and do well in Europa League and do well in the cups. Play as many fixtures as possible.
See, that's interesting.
I don't think 70 will get you where you need to go necessarily, but I don't see like until I see your club put together a really savvy and smart summer window where people make impacts like immediately and everything gel together. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, United need to be competing for this or need to be winning this. I don't even think
I'll be honest, my expectations are a lot lower than yours.
That's like, just what I would say.
Like I said this, like Carabao Cup, FA Cup, anything can happen. I could have drawn it. That's like relative in terms of who you lose to.
Big up, Surfer. What about we bullies, ball and blues? Yes, sir, my brother. We almost back. But not just for me.
In the league, I got around like 56. Obviously, I want fourth, but you have to be realistic.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say like fifth. I'm not even gonna. I would, if you could, for me, like, because what are you gonna get this year? Like 61. You got
for
70.
me. It's more about performances, isn't it?
No, I understand, but like you got 74 points under Ole. The year before you got 67, right? The year before that you got like 66.
No, I think we got 66 back to back.
We got 66 under Lampard. You got 67.
Wait, so last season we got 74. 1920 we got 66.
Okay, so then
1890 we got 66.
Yeah, and then the year before that was Jose's like Fugazi 81, right?
81.
Yeah, crazy. So
crazy man. Flipping your 81 points in one season.
Yeah, so if we win our last 5 games, we'll be on 81. But
so done.
Yeah. So are we gonna win them? Probably not. But just for me, right?
Yeah, but if we win all our last 3, we've equaled our worst ever points tally.
So for me, with the way your team is currently, I just 70 is maybe 70 is a bit ambitious. Maybe it is. I'll say 68. Wherever you fall with that, if you could touch 68 and if you could do well in your I'll be honest, you're Man United. I know it's Ten Hag's first year. Any Manchester United manager who starts the season in Europa League should be expected to win it. Like, I know we were talking about it before the show. The competition in Europa League seems better than it has been previously. But I think you guys should be winning that if you really want to. It could also be the thing where he just kind of chucks it in February because he says, nah, whatever. Maybe you're doing well in the league and stuff, whatever. But yeah, I think you should really be in contention for winning that Europa League if you qualify for it. If you fall into Conference League, I don't care what he does with that competition. Genuinely, I don't care. Because it doesn't get you the resources spent to win Conference League don't justify the reward from winning it. I know you want a trophy, stat man, and I hear you.
Now, I'll be honest, trophy is not the most important thing next year. I said this. Performances have to come first now. And development of players. So,
Statman, here's a question. Are you in the mindset that playing European football is important for Ten Hag, or would you rather a season without it? Because I have strong feelings.
Nah. We need, I said this, no matter what, even though I might think we might not win the Europa League or the Conference League, even if there's any of them, this club need a mentality shift in terms of winning trophies, because 5 years without a trophy now? Mm-hmm. And secondly, it's about giving young players a chance, innit? Our squad's going to be crap next year, realistically, in terms of the amount of players that we could lose, innit?
Yeah.
You don't want we need these younger players coming into, let's be honest, playing crap teams in Europe, innit? These crapper sides that we should realistically be beating with a couple fringe players kind of thing, innit?
Because you have, Hannibal, you have Alanga. I don't know if that Shoretire guy is going to get a loan or whatever. You guys don't really loan academy products to, other top-level teams, do you? They usually go down a league.
The thing is, I'm fine with them going down a league, innit? I've always said this, but you have to be careful with loaning players, and it has to be the right team, right setup, right style of play. They have to match, innit? Like there was a point.
Well, for what it's worth, do you think
now at Bournemouth, innit? He struggled at the start.
Yeah, but do you think he's somebody who could come back next year? Like, because let's be honest, you're not going to be in Champions League, right? So whether it's Europa League or it's Conference League, to me, the only reason I would say Europa League is important because that offers you the backdoor route to Champions League pot 1, right? Like the resources you would spend completing in Europa League all season, it's justified by getting a Champions League place by the end of it, 100%, right? But even for Conference League, use that to play kids. Not being in Europe is not a solution for an elite club. That's never a solution. It can't be. It cannot be, because if you want to be a football club that want to be at the pinnacle of competition, right? You need to compete, get used to competing in every competition. That's why for me this year, I'm so proud of Chelsea going pretty deep in every competition. We had 63 matches by the end of this season. 63. We haven't touched that total, I think, since under Sarri with the Europa League. I want us playing 60 plus every season. We need to get used to that. Like fixture congestion, you got to earn that. Like we have, after we play Everton, we have a week off for the first time in 3 months.
Crazy.
And like, I'm kind of sad, but
this guy, like, you don't even care about the games as well.
I don't care, but like, I don't like having 5 days off.
Flipping Peter didn't even care about the League Cup final saying that though.
I didn't. I still don't care that much.
It's just annoying watching watch the Carabao Cup final on the couch, just laying down.
Well, yeah, never bro. Forget that.
Never forget that.
You've seen our attacking players. How can I invest emotional energy in them, bro? I know they're gonna. Let me
but
down.
Still, man, in the cup final, you're just laying down watching a game. Yeah, when your team's playing, mad.
Here's what it is. I've lived through Champions League finals. I could live through a Carabao Cup final, bro. It's calm. I'll be the same in the FA Cup final. But to get back to the question, not having European football is not a permanent solution. I'm sorry, it's just not. It is just not. It can't be. That's not acceptable. So people are like, let's just finish 8th. No. Trust me. If you guys don't have any European football next year, during the week, you'll be so bored. Like the year we didn't have Europe, thank God we won the Prem. I was so envious watching Champions League and us not being in it. I was even like, you know what? I would have taken Europa League. Don't get me wrong. Europa League, being in Group L with some random teams from Eastern Europe was boring. But I got to watch Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek play, so I enjoyed it. Anything is better than nothing. And like when you win it, it's good experience for people. It gets you to a Super Cup the next season, so that's always fun. Like, there's no reason to not take it serious. These Premier League clubs that like turn their nose up at European competitions because they're not the ones they want, it's like, bro, with all due respect, like you guys aren't really competing for Champions League if you somehow qualify next season, right? Like you're not one of the 5 or 6 favorites, Statman. Like we are probably not even one of the 5 favorites next season for Champions League. We wouldn't be. And like we're much closer to competing in that consistently than you guys, you know what I mean? So like, why do then people, when they're in the 2nd and 3rd tier of European competition, just turn their nose up at it? I don't get that. Like, where does that sense of self-righteousness come from? Like,
that's what I say about the United players. Some of these players think they're good enough to play Champions League football, but you're in the Europa League final and you couldn't win it.
Facts. Like, you lost the Europa League semi-final. You could say COVID to Sevilla, like cool, but then you lost the final to Villarreal.
Oh yeah, I even forgot about the Sevilla one as well.
Yeah, like I could kind of allow the Sevilla one because you guys just wasted chances.
Yeah.
Well,
that was actually one of our better performances, I'll say.
Yeah, but like the Villarreal final, no, that's not acceptable.
120 minutes and we created nothing.
You've got
first sub came in the 100th minute.
with Pogba leaving, with Bailly probably leaving,
Wan-Bissaka potentially going Palace.
But I'm picking out people from that Europa League team.
Oh,
other than Rashford, right?
Wait, did Wan-Bissaka not play? Was it not Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams?
No, I'm the team that won the Europa League way back.
Oh.
Other than Bailly, Pogba are gone. Rashford played in that final, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rashford played and Martial played.
Yeah, because Zlatan was injured.
Yeah, so like maybe one of Rashford or Martial will stay.
Wait, let me get that team up.
But like most of that team is going to be gone. So like my point is, and it's a really long-winded point. My apologies, people. My point, and Dan, I will get to the super chat. Actually, just let me big Dan. Big up for the support, saying big up Flawless in the panel every time. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Wolves. Big up Dan. But my point is, in terms of like any sort of European heritage in your actual players for your club, other than like De Gea, well, De Gea didn't even play that final, did he?
Flipping. Oh, no. This is the team. It was Sergio Romero in goal.
Mm-hmm.
He's left. Darmian, left. Blind, left.
Yep.
Smalling, left. Valencia, left. Herrera, left. Paul Pogba, leaving. Mkhitaryan, left. Fellaini, left. Wamata, leaving. Rashford up top. Our bench was De Gea. Fosu-Mensah, gone. Jones, better be gone. Lingard, gone. He's leaving in the summer anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Rooney, gone. Carrick, retired. And Marshall, who's a bit like, you don't know kind of thing, innit?
So out of that 18-man squad, you might have, what, 2 players in your squad next year from that Europa League success?
And Donny van der Beek was on the bench for Ajax that day.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
Like,
like,
listen, let me claim him, man. Let me claim him.
I mean, you could claim that, cool, but like, my point is,
And they still won't, you can count on one hand.
if I were to ask, like, it would sound crazy, but like, if I were to ask, what sort of European pedigree does your team collectively have? Right? You'd have to say not much. You know what I mean? So like, you need to start somewhere. A lot of the Chelsea players that won the Champions League started the Europa League final. Like, you know what I mean? You have to start somewhere. It's important. And like, people might look at it like, oh, it's Europa League, we're better than that. We're Man United. Like, in your current state, you could do well with the experience for some of these younger players. Could be a good thing. I don't know why people would turn their nose up at it.
I think people like United fans just think they're better than what they are in it. Like, we need to know our level. We've been humbled plenty of times. You can't say no to these competitions, innit? Like, you can't call Carabao Cup like a tin pot trophy, FA Cup, all of that stuff when we've literally not won it. And we've been in these competitions kind of thing, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why even at the Conference League, I said it, don't get me wrong, I don't want it in terms of I'll prefer the Europa League, but if we're in it, it's a trophy that these don't need to prove that they can win. And United as a club, as a whole, need to prove it.
So the last 4 in the Conference League are Marseille, Feyenoord, Roma, and Leicester.
We could easily lose to all 4.
The last 4 in the Europa League are Rangers, Leipzig, Frankfurt, and West Ham. Like, I'm going to be honest. The only reason people are looking down at Conference League is because it's below Europa League. But if you take those 4 teams from Conference League and randomly pair them up against the Europa League teams, I'm not sure they don't win most of those ties. In terms of like a qualitative difference, I think there's good experience in the latter stages in each competition. Like, for what the Conference League is supposed to be, I think it gets the job done. You know, I don't know. I don't think United should just look down at the idea of those comps. Especially Europa League, man. Like, we might have West Ham United in pot 1 of the Champions League draw because of Europa League.
Oh, scenes with West Ham win the Europa League, man. Need that to happen.
You're gonna get knocked out next week, but like,
nah. We ain't doing that. We got faith in West Ham.
We got faith? I don't, brother.
Nah, man. My East London team.
Nah, you see those wingbacks in Frankfurt? They are different.
Yeah, it don't matter. You see Declan Rice?
Declan Rice, that doesn't matter.
Mikel Antonio, Jared. Oh, anyhow that Jared Bowen goal went in. That overhead kick. Oh my days.
I'm not gonna lie, Frankfurt
there would have been a statue outside London Stadium, you know. I would have gone to that as well just to take a picture with it. No lie, man. Big up Jared Bowen.
Big up to Jared Bowen. Big up to Dan, saying we're doing United a favor by being shit and we'll be shit to the end of the season. Not bothering with 7 so United can get conference. Bro, look, it is what it is. I think Conference League would be cool for Wolves. Like, just seeing Wolves in Conference League would actually be hilarious, but I understand.
I got a show with Saeed now, innit? So I'm going to have to go.
Big up, Stat, man. I have no idea where Flawless is.
Fam, Flawless, fully snake day, you know. Yeah, idiot, but big up everyone.
This is crazy. All right, guys. So I am now co-hosting a ManDem United episode. And I know a lot of people are like, who the fuck is this guy? And I completely understand that. But yeah, guys, Matt Judge has apparently left your club. So
Yeah, I'm hearing this too. My bad, Pete. I know Bainesy had to dip. I know
yeah, what the
Bainesy
hell
had to
all
dip.
this stuff in the trenches?
My bad. Why are you in the trenches? You good? You know what I'm saying? And
I don't talk about. I don't support this club.
yeah, but you could just spoke about Chelsea. When are you out of words for a minute? You know what I'm saying? Just chat to
That's
the chat.
true.
You can talk about Chelsea. You wanted to be on ManDem United for the longest. This is your chance, fam. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. Here's your opportunity.
Let's talk
You're
about
welcome.
Matt Judge leaving. I don't care, fam.
No, my Judge, talk about Chelsea. Slander United. Do your thing. I'll be back in a set.
I
I'm
don't even feel
literally
like
just
slandering
now.
United. That shit stopped being fun in like February.
All right, just go out the chat. I'm sure you're gonna call someone a bitch in the chat or some shit. Like
I'll
that.
just wait. I'll just
All
wait.
right, cool. I'll be back shortly. All right, two twos.
Where are you going?
Yo, I'll be back shortly, fam. Two twos.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, big up everybody in the chat.
This guy back in one set.
Big up everybody in the chat. But yeah, guys. So Matt Judge is gone. Shit. Maybe you guys will bring in Paul Mitchell. Maybe you guys will start doing actually smart things. That would be ideal. But other than that, Todd Bowley's probably going to take over at Chelsea Football Club. Big up to Cams in the chat. Slandering Ronaldo. We love that. Shout out to Cams. You can catch Cams probably later on Against the Run and Play _ over on twitch.tv as we do a championship watch along for QPR versus Sheffield United. Hey, C1, I'm going to continue calling you C3. That's the most Cash Money slander name. If I get even more pissed, the numbers will just go up. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any sort of Manchester United questions, if you have any Chelsea questions, if you have any footballing questions in general, or like if whatever you guys want to talk about, just launch it in the chat because there's no real agenda for this episode. We already kind of discussed the draw yesterday. Anybody's feelings on yesterday, if you want to express those, go ahead. We can continue talking about it so we can get like the Reds' perspective because I've kind of given you mine. So if anybody wants to vent about the shit they're currently being forced to watch, then this is a safe space for you. If you don't, that's fine too. But remember, guys, the season's over in like 3 weeks, so we're almost out the hood. But yeah, big up to all of you. And we might be able to sign players again, so that'll be good. It's been a good day. C1 asking, how many midfielders do you think Man United can realistically buy? The thing is, Manchester United are rich as shit. Like, they could buy, if they really wanted to, they could go and buy 3 or 4. The thing I feel like a lot of fans of top 6 clubs in the UK or big clubs across the world do is they equate like crazy extortionate prices with just players. Like United don't need to spend 50 mil per player and that will somehow guarantee that the players will be good. Like they spent 40 M's on Matic and you know, like that's not a crazy price. You could get a Kamara for free from Marseille. You could get, or you could go and pay like an 80, 90 mil for Tchouaméni. It just depends exactly what you want. I don't know, like, shit, I would say realistically they need like 3. You're probably retaining Fred. McTominay is probably not actually going to get sold, even though he probably should be. So yeah, you would need at least 3. So let's say Fred is retained. I mean, Bruno, you're not shifting him after signing him to a contract. Or I'll say 2 and Van de Beek get reincorporated because you're going to be probably stuck with McTominay, Fred, and Bruno. So yeah, 2 more on top of that would be a pretty good number to me. Fulham up and Scott Parker's Bournemouth. Dan, Bournemouth play Forest on Tuesday during the Champions League second leg between Villarreal and Liverpool. Bournemouth might drop into the playoffs. But yes, I would probably actually, let me think about. I would take Anthony Robinson for Fulham. I would take him. So yes. And I know Mitrovic isn't like a Prem striker, but I would take him purely for chaos. I feel like it'd be funny. Who's winning the champs and who's winning the Prem? City win the champs or City win the Prem and Liverpool win the Champions League. Actually, you know what? No. City win the Prem and Real Madrid win the Champions League. Let's get crazy. Let's do this. BT saying City and Liverpool, we coming for you. Brother, if only it was that simple. If only it was that simple. Big up to the cat in the background. Thoughts on the new era under Bowley? Excited to skeptical? I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. It's been dragged out for 2 months. It doesn't need to be this dramatic, but nah, I'm excited. I have no reason to be skeptical. People will find ways to be skeptical. They'll be very xenophobic about it. They'll pretend that Bowley's going to be a bad football owner because he's American, when really that has nothing to do with it. But no, I'm excited. Things will change. People need to get used to the idea of Chelsea changing. Change is not always a bad thing, man. Fabio Carvalho coming to Liverpool. Yeah, that's pretty much confirmed. They sorted out whatever they had to sort out, so that doesn't go to like tribunal over the summer. But yeah, I would take Anthony Robinson from Fulham. Trying to think of the Bournemouth team. Maybe not players from them as much. Yeah, I don't really want any of the Bournemouth players too tough. But yeah, I would take Anthony Robinson from Fulham, definitely. Shit. Anything else I missed? But yeah, guys, Matt Judge has probably left or been fired, but he's gone. So rejoice. Rejoice. Let's see. Let me actually look up the Bournemouth team. Let me do that. I don't know who plays on the wings for Bournemouth. I should know this because I hate watch them enough. But yeah, so real quick, people. ESPN.com, Bournemouth's squad. Let's see. They have guys like they have Laird on loan. They've got Lloyd Kelly, Nat Phillips, Adam Smith still plays. Wow. Cahill on the bench. Lewis Cook's a decent name. Marcondes, maybe. Not really. Oh, Bournemouth have Cantwell. Interesting. It seems like most of Bournemouth's team is what their team that went down with. The team that went down with them. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't really take. Nah, I don't. The thing is, I don't want Solanke back at all, Dan. He got sold. He's finally found his feet there. I don't want him back. Nah, C1. I don't want Ben Godfrey and Max Aarons, and not at all. Like, we don't need to have a team full of light skinned niggas. Like, it's not that important. Like, not everybody has to be light skinned. Trust me. We already have Reese and Ruben. We have enough. BT saying, you think Paul Mitchell's coming to United? It seems that way. I'd be surprised if he didn't. But then again, would I really be surprised at anything Manchester United did in 2022? Probably not. Calvin, you're asking about the Conte finish shouts. Bro, Conte, the second half of this season has been poor. He's been real poor. He gave away possession in the Bernabeu that led to Rodrigo's goal. He gave away possession yesterday. Him and Jorginho this season have just been poor. They're nowhere near the level they were when we won the Champions League. And them dropping off is probably that, along with injuries at the wingback positions, are probably the biggest reason for our dip in the latter half of the season. But yeah, Conte is definitely on the decline. I would say that. He's no longer a player you can just stick in and expect 20 world-class performances a season. On his day, he's great, but he's not been anywhere near as consistently good as he used to be, which is a shame, but it happens. You know, it happens. This club need to prepare and like reinforce properly so we don't have to rely on an out-of-form Conte and an out-of-form Jorginho. Because we put too much on their plate along with Kovacic. Shout out to Mateo Kovacic, back in training today after injuring his ankle ligaments 2 weeks ago. So in the FA Cup semifinal. So yeah, so Kovacic is back in training. We might see him for Sunday. So our best midfielder is back. Nice. But yeah, there's too much on our midfielders' plates, man. We need more reinforcements. We rely on them for too much. It's very hard to play at a high level 40 starts a season. Very, very hard to do. But yeah, guys, keep the questions coming in. Manchester United, football, Chelsea, whatever you guys want to talk about. I can give you as detailed or as simple an answer as you want. But yeah, guys, we drew 1-1 yesterday. Flawless.
My bad. I'm back. My bad, people. I was just
I was going to
handling
go turn on
business.
Madagascar on the TV.
Nah, I didn't. My niece isn't here actually, but that would have been a part of handling business, in it. But there's certain things that you can't just let go in it. I was handling business, people. Priorities and all that. My apologies, but I did leave you lot in the capable hands of Peter and Statman Baines. I left you with two of the best content creators out here.
You left them with the best content creator and Statman Baines. Come on.
Let me get to the questions. A big up. I was seeing the comments in that. So large up you lot. I know you probably would have got to it, but again, big up Dan for the super chat as well. Big up
I'll
to
be right back.
Yeah, no stress, Peter, man.
Yeah, hold that, fellas. Hold that. See how it feels. Hold that.
Oh, yeah. I'm so devastated about holding down a show on my own channel. Yeah. Oh, my God. No. Big up Peter, though. Man's a joker. Where else we at? Big up Eddie, who says, #cancel Bruno. #cancel Bruno. The movement will not be stopped. Nah, the movement will never, ever be stopped. Never, ever be stopped. Where else we are? All right, let's go. Emmanuel here with the De Gea prop. No surprise. Big up my guy, Emmanuel. Matt Judge is gone. All right, big up to Ralph, innit? I'm giving credit to Ralph. Big up to Manib as well. So shout out to Flawless, also one of the best United shows on YouTube. Appreciated. What else we at? Big up to C1 as well in the cut as well. What else we at? Spending big doesn't necessarily mean guaranteed success. No, but one thing I will always say, you have to spend to be successful. It doesn't guarantee success, but if you look at all the most successful teams in Europe, they all have spent money, but they spend it well. That's what it is. Are you in the mindset of playing European football is important to Ten Hag, or would you rather a season without it? We was having this conversation yesterday because Black Diamond mentioned this, and I would fully want European football. Europa League or Conference League. 1, it allows Ten Hag to play youngsters. 2, it allows him to implement his style in game time. 3, it allows the squad to get accustomed to playing 2 games a week and playing 50 plus matches in a week. And on top of all that, it's a potential trophy. On top of that, again, if it's Europa League, it's a backdoor into the Champions League because there's no guarantee we finish 4th. No guarantee. We know Liverpool and City are clear of United. Chelsea are better than United, as we seen yesterday. There's one spot. Arsenal will improve as much as I banter them. Spurs, depending on if they keep Conte, they could be a problem as well. So, yeah, that's why I want Europe. I'm all for it. And again, a trophy. We need it. People talking about give me Conference League. If I have a choice between Europa League and Conference League, I am not fussed. Like I said, Europa League is a backdoor into the Champions League. Cool. Conference League is a trophy. When you've not won something for fact, United fans talk like we're United of old. We're not that. Like, that's not what it is.
Guys, Conference League is kind of lit.
I'm with it. You think I want to prop it up like I prop up the Coupe de France?
So they've got Marseille, Feyenoord. You've got Roma and you've got Leicester. Mm-hmm. In the Europa League, you've got Rangers, Leipzig, Frankfurt, and West Ham. Mm-hmm. There's no real difference between those teams.
I'm saying. I'm for it. Because people are like, go on, fam.
For what it is, for what it gets you, yeah, it's not great, but like in terms of like experience, I don't think it's bad, man. I just don't think it's bad. It's not look, if you had a choice between 6th and 7th, you're taking 6th. Absolutely. Because Europa League or the backdoor into Champions League, obviously. Absolutely. Right? You're taking 6th. You probably will back your way into 6th place, right?
Yep.
But this whole I'd rather not be in Europe than get Conference League. I'm just like, you guys, I just don't agree with that. I don't think it's conducive for a club of United stature to ever have to play a season without European football. Well, I don't think that's acceptable.
I agree.
It's just not. You'll just get bored. Trust me, 1 game a week when we were winning the Prem was fun, but watching the European games is fuck.
You should be involved. And here's the thing: that comes from that
FOMO.
It's strong FOMO.
Thank God Arsenal got beat 10-2 that year, but I had real FOMO. They're like, you're not even in Champions League. I'm like, we never go out like this. And then Bayern beat us 7-1. So it's cool.
And that comes from, again, what's the word I'm looking for? The entitlement from United fans that we should be in Champions League. In terms of in name only, should United be in Champions League? Absolutely. But football's not played in name only. And the thing is, currently, right now, as it stands, we are a Europa League side. So we should be in Europa League.
I would hear the arrogance if every time you dropped into Europa League, you guys just won it. I would
And
hear
even
it.
winning it still makes you a Europa League side.
But like people are like, oh, I don't want to be in Europa League. We're too good for that.
That's
Like,
ridiculous. No,
we're not.
no, we're not.
We're not. Like anyone could get got. The last 2 times you were in it, you didn't win.
Facts. We won it. I think
Under
one out of
Jose.
the last 3 times. I think, I think it was one out
under
of
Jose, but then you lost the semifinal to Sevilla, and the next year you lost in the final to Villarreal.
There we go.
So just for me, it's like we can be arrogant. That's cool. Like we support Man United, the biggest club in the world. Like
facts. Yeah, facts.
Like,
facts.
You can't biggest club in the world your way to the Champions League group stages.
And that's my point. Is we talk like again, we're United in name only. Are we a Champions League side? Absolutely. Should we be there? Yes. But currently, with the way we're set up, and the squad we have, it's not a Champions League side. Simple as that. And we've seen it. We struggled through the group stages, and then played not even one of the best sides in the competition, and barely gave them a game. And they scraped by us because they're not a good side. I said this about Atletico Madrid. I said the same shit about Villarreal.
Yeah, you guys are too funny, man. The Champions
League,
you guys were too funny.
Said the same shit about Villarreal. People are like, oh, Villarreal got to the semi. Villarreal are not a good side. Atletico Madrid are not a good side. Manchester United also fall under that bracket as well. But people don't want to admit it because I don't know, it's the pride and I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you what this is. And plus, I don't want to be in Champions League if we don't have a legitimate good chance of winning it. I'm not saying we have to be even top 5. I'm just saying when we play the better sides, I'm like, I can see how we win here. We would have booked any of the top sides in the Champions League. I had no idea how we was going to win the game. All people would say is, and I know Bainesy's gone, is Ronaldo. That's it. That's our one hope. Like Eddie says in it, we brought a rock to a gunfight, and Ronaldo is throwing the rock. That's what it is.
Benzema's having a Champions League campaign for the ages, and he still might get knocked out.
This is my point. People, I've said this before. Ronaldo stands, and let me reiterate that. Ronaldo stands, talk about Ronaldo like he's Benzema. They talk like he's Benzema. Yes, they talk about Ronaldo right now at United like he's Benzema. Where would we be without his goals? He's not the problem. All this rubbish, nonsense. Absolute garbage. That's what it is. Garbage. Rubbish.
Look, Ronaldo wasn't bought in the summer to score 17 goals.
Facts.
And have the where would we be without him argument.
Facts.
That's not why he was brought in.
Right? 100%.
Cool. We can rephrase it to that because that's all we have. And if you guys want to do that to make yourselves feel better about it because you love Ronaldo, that's cool. We can do what we want. But like Ronaldo is one of the fiercest competitors our game has ever seen.
Yep.
You think he's happy sitting there competing for 6th?
No.
You think this is what he envisioned? Like realistically? You could say he was delusional to think he could have changed this from the inside. And I kind of agree with that. But like, this is Cristiano Ronaldo we're talking about here. Like, let's be real. Let's have an open and honest conversation about Cristiano. Since leaving Real Madrid, hasn't really done much. Like in the grand scheme of like what his expectations were. You can argue whether it was fair to expect Juve to win the Champions League with that squad or not. We can argue that that's a different conversation. But he was brought there to win the Champions League. They won 1 knockout round tie in 3 years. They went out to Lyon, they went out to Ajax, and they went out to Porto. 3 teams you would not expect that Juve squad to get eliminated by. 3 colossal failures, right? Now he comes to United. You can say it's not all his fault. You can give me a bunch of context. You can give me all attacks. I agree with a lot of that. But just in terms of the expectations, and we can argue whether expectations are fair or unfair. That's cool. That's fine. It's a different conversation, but hasn't lived up to them, dude. Just hasn't. It just is what it is. So like maybe we need to stop setting impossibly high expectations for people because we love them and they're historically great. And we need to accept them for like their current reality. I was saying before the show, like a lot of the Ronaldo talk is like the current LeBron discourse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's 37 and he's doing all this. Like, I don't care that he's old. That doesn't make me think what he's doing is better. Like, you're not achieving the objectives. Like, we're at a point where LeBron cannot dominate basketball games like how he used to. we're at a point where Messi and Ronaldo no longer move the needle in terms of like settling the balance of power for European football.
Yeah.
Don't. They just don't. We're past that point.
Yeah.
They just don't, which is, I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it.
Because Father Time's undefeated.
Yes.
That's why. Like, and Father Time catches up with everybody. Nobody stays on top of the game forever. Not a single person.
Like,
and that's fine.
Ronaldo, if you want to factor in the fact that he's old and your team's not good, he's had a good season, I guess. But like, this is not the context that was being offered in August. This is not what was happening. This is not, like, I don't know. I find no, like, I don't really see any use in that. I don't even think Ronaldo would like sit there and passionately argue he was fantastic at United. That's not the type of player he is. It's funny. Like, we don't need to make excuses for collective failure with people like Ronaldo.
Facts.
I'm sure he can accept he's failed and like he'll work harder. That's cool.
And the thing is, that's not a shot at him, because Bainesy, when we was having a conversation beforehand, and he was like, "Oh, so you can't praise him." No, what Ronaldo's done in terms of goal scoring output is great. What's the team win? It's a team game. Yes, can you praise individuals in a poor side or average side or a side that has underachieved? Yes, by the end of the day, you're a part of that team that has underachieved. Simple as that. Simple as that. Because if you put Prime Ronaldo in his team, it's a different conversation. You put Prime Ronaldo in his team, United are in the top 4. You put Prime Ronaldo in his team, I think genuinely believe we get past Atletico Madrid and have a genuine chance at winning the competition. You know why? Because Prime Ronaldo is what Benzema is doing now. Where the reason why we look at Real Madrid and go, they have a chance at winning this competition is because of Benzema, is because of Modric, is because they have Ancelotti in charge. Even though they're not the best currently right now, they're still of a certain level. And people talk about Ronaldo like this is Ronaldo at Real Madrid, or even Ronaldo in 08 when he was at United. If you put him in this side, he's the difference maker because he was the difference maker for that side. And certain players, if you're that good, can elevate a whole team. Like Peter said, he no longer moves the needle. And this is why I said this before. Our attack hasn't looked this bad in a long time. This is the worst man on the whole, people. So I'm not talking in terms of goals. I'm talking in terms of not just the goals. I'm talking about in terms of creation. I'm talking about in terms of other players scoring goals. I'm talking about other players creating. Because Ronaldo is a shooter. He doesn't create for anyone else. And before anyone gets that mistaken, oh, he's got 4 or 5 assists. No, I'm talking about movement, things of that nature. Just because you get assists don't mean you're a creator. Just because you get 2-3 assists doesn't mean you are a creative player. No, and it's like no one can ever tell me Bruno's a creative player. But Bruno
calculator football, man. Calculator football. That's all it is. These people will sit here and they'll say, "Oh, look at what Ronaldo has to work with," which, like, I guess, right? But so at the end of the season, United are going to either be the 6th or 7th highest scoring team in the Prem. They could be the lowest out of the top 6 or top 7, right? And if you would have said that, if I would have said that to you at the beginning of the season, when you added a Cristiano Ronaldo, who was the Golden Boot winner in Italy, and you had a Bruno Fernandes who had some crazy GA season, was being compared to Lampard and Cantona, right? Like, people thought you were going to put the numbers together and get more numbers. Mm-hmm. They just thought it was a math equation. Oh, you add Bruno's GA and Ronaldo's GA, we're going to score a bunch of goals and get a bunch of points. No, guys, like sometimes when you mix chemicals together, for example, the way ions bond together more tightly than with other mixtures means you may get less like total volume of a mixture than you would with things that are completely like diametrically opposed to each other, right? You slap down oil, you slap down water, they will completely separate, right? It's like layers. But like if I were to put in hydroxide with water, it'll bind together, right? With like United, that's kind of a confusing chemistry example, but like with United, with like Bruno and Ronaldo, for them, they're like oil and water to me in terms of like putting together a successful team. I don't think those two things operating how they do can contribute to a successful Manchester United.
No.
I don't believe so. People might believe so because you like one or both of them, and that's cool. Right? But based on what I have seen, I don't see how we can get to any other conclusion. Like, especially factoring in, right? We're comfortably the 3rd best team in the league, right? We're comfortably 3rd. We're not as good as the teams above us. but we're not as shit as the teams below us.
Mm-hmm.
That combination is not even good enough for you guys, I think, to overtake us, who can't throw a rock into the ocean from the sand. Then you have to go and chase down Liverpool and City. I don't think with those two operating like how they do currently, I don't think that works. I don't think it's possible. There's a ceiling to what you guys can achieve, and I think it's pretty low. I'm not saying it's this person's fault or it's this person's fault, but the dynamic of those two with how your team currently functions doesn't work. So there's a problem that needs to be addressed. There's multiple ways of addressing it. However Ten Hag goes about it is up to him. What I would do is just remove that and then build something different. That's the thing. It's fairly even from 3rd to 8th. It's not. It's not. It's not. Like, it's just not.
We seen that yesterday.
It's just not.
Seen it yesterday. We know, but we like. It's larger dad who's a Wolves fan who says our club has low expectations, so everything I'm seeing now is probably a bonus. I'm gutted we were in the race then just to drop off, but it's a bonus. It's a bonus. The end of the day for your team, if the expectations are high, yeah, man, and that's where you have to be. Because I said, and again, you can go back, watch back this very show, people. ManDem United podcast. There's a playlist on this YouTube channel, and go look back. You can check the dates of when we signed Varane, when we signed Sancho. When we signed Ronaldo, me and Bainesy was on a stream together. It might have been on his channel. It might have been here. I'm not 110% sure. And I said, we are not doing anything. When people were talking quadruples, and people were talking trebles, and winning the Champions League, and winning the Premier League, I said at the very best, we finish in the top 4 and pick up the domestic trophy. Domestic trophies are gone. Top 4, even though I don't think we'll get there, we're still in with a shout. Because that's what this team is. You can't just add quality and think, yeah, that's going to mix. No one's doubting Ronaldo's quality because he's a quality centre forward. No one's doubting Varane as a centre back because I think he's quality. The disrespect he gets is wild. Sancho, everyone knows I'm a big fan of Sancho, but much more was needed than those three. Ronaldo wasn't the right fit. Sancho and Varane were, but even on top of those players coming into the side, you needed much more. And the manager, people forget who was in charge. You might really expected Oli to out-coach Pep, Klopp, and Tuchel. Whatever you've been drinking, I need in my life. If you genuinely looked at that at the start of the season and believed that. Like I said to everyone, Oli tax is the heftiest tax in the world, and we are seeing that. That man can now not get a job in the Premier League in this country. We've seen Norwich sack their manager. We've seen Watford sack their manager. We've seen Burnley sack their manager. We've seen Leeds sack their manager. We've seen Everton sack their manager. We've seen 5 relegation candidates all sack their manager. Ollie's not been linked with not a one. I guarantee Sam Allardyce has been linked with them teams though. Guaranteed. Tony Pulis would have been linked with them teams though. Rafa Benitez would have been linked with his team. Even Frank Lampard got a job. Who I don't rate as a manager currently, but what I'm saying is that's how far he's fallen. Ollie's backroom team left. McKenna went to manage in League One level standard. Ipswich, and I don't even know how Ipswich are doing in League One. I don't know if he's still there. I don't know if what they're on. But my point is, in the past, when Fergie's backroom staff left, for those that aren't old enough to remember, they went to accomplished teams. Carlos Queiroz, who was our assistant manager, went to Real Madrid. Brian Kidd went to, I think it was Blackburn, but went to a Premier League side. Steve McLaren went to a Premier League side, also went over to Holland as well. The top, not no second, third division. Man went to 20. He went to an actual established Dutch side in the top division. And we got our backroom staff going to League One. Carrick, who I think he has his badges now finally. Phelan, who's gonna, when he retires, is gonna leave the game. Who else? I think McKenna, who I've just spoke on. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Not good enough. But that is what it is.
This is a really good point, though. Like, if you want to be the best, if you want to be put in the best player in the world conversation, you have to accept the criticism that comes with it. Don't bring up like this whole age as a caveat thing is such a cop out. Like, you're either one of the greatest and that's it, or it's not. It's you're one of the greatest, but oh, you're old now. Like, nah, you can either do the job or you can't. That's the way it should be spoken about. But again, like, it's prime version expectations on people who are past their prime.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. Like, stop doing this. Stop building up unrealistic expectations. Like, temper your expectations for people we look at as some of the greatest of their time. because their time seems to be a bit past it.
Time's up.
And that's not to say, guys, that's not to say Ronaldo will, like, say he leaves United and goes to, like, PSG or some shit. Not to say he wouldn't score 30 goals next year. He would, but that PSG team aren't touching the Champions League.
And it's more than goals, people.
They're not.
Because Harry Kane scores a barrel load of goals. What has that one Spurs?
It's calculator football, man.
Calculator, I like that.
We live in the calculator era. So, like, people be, oh, this GA, so he must be great. It's cool, man.
It's like I've said it, he's the new age Van Nistelrooy, man. Ronaldo. I've said this before. New age Van Nistelrooy. For those that don't know, again, some of you lot might not be old enough. Van Nistelrooy, quality striker. One of the best strikers I've ever seen at Manchester United Football Club. His goals to game ratio under Fergie is the best of any of our strikers, people. So better than Cantona, better than Andy Cole, better than York, Teddy Sheringham, Ollie, Van Persie, Wayne Rooney. The list goes on and on and on. But what did we win with him? And we sold him, three-peated the Premier League and won the Champions League. There's a reason for that. That's because Van Nistelrooy wasn't what's best for the team, even though he was a 30-goal a season, man, without question. Without question. And guess what? He went to Real Madrid and scored a barrel load of goals there too, because he's a goal scorer. But what was best for the team? If he was there, we don't get that Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez link-up interchanging. We don't get that. And again, the age of a number 9 only offering you goals is over. It's a wrap. Yeah, Van Nistelrooy, one of my favorite strikers there, Devil. Because man was the definite ice-cold finisher. Ridiculous in terms of what does it do for the team? He made the team too easy to play against. He was easier, but when you have Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney all interchanging, it's much more difficult. And again, it's no secret why he left. We became much more successful. Van Nistelrooy's entire run, we won 1 Premier League, I think an FA Cup and a Carling Cup. And he leaves, and we three-peat the Premier League and win a Champions League. And it was probably a FA Cup and a Carling Cup in that as well. Like, there's levels to this, but people don't want to hear this. And that's Ronaldo now. He's Van Nistelrooy. But we just have to get the pieces in place around, but we'll see. But yeah, in regards to what's his face leaving? What's his name again? Shout out to Ralph in it, getting rid of these, man. I forgot his name. That's it. My judge in it in a bit. You know what I'm saying? And that. So love that. But we're gonna close out the show anyway. Big up to Peter and Bainesy for holding it down as well. Peter, anything you want to add before we finish the stream?
Nah, man. We'll be on Against the Run of Play Twitch soon. So
yes, 7:45 people. Is it 7:45? Shit, I got shit to do as well. Quick. Yeah, 7:45 will be over there, people. Yeah. 7:45 for Championship Watch Along. We will be over there. Against the Run of Play Twitch. Big up to everyone. We'll be back. Actually, on here as well, analysis at Anfield. I won't be on it. Ryan, the Liverpool Dons, will be on there 9 p.m. talking about can they win a quadruple. So if you're a Liverpool fan, tune into that. So yeah, and I'm sure Ryan will have. I'm not sure who's jumping on with him, but it won't just be him. I promise you that. Innit? I will never subject you lot to our Ryan only stream. I love you lot too much to do that. Never. But yeah, check out the upcoming live stream schedule because I'll be adding that soon. But love to everyone that has locked in. The ManDem United podcast will be back Tuesday, people. Be back on Tuesday. And also we have a courtside commentary as well coming up on Twitch, 1 a.m. UK time, people. So 1 a.m. tonight, myself, Peter, and the rest of the basketball panelists will be discussing the NBA first round and looking ahead to both the NBA Eastern and Western Conference semi-finals. We're looking forward to them. And obviously we'll keep an eye on T-Wolves Grizzlies as well because it's game 6, I believe. If the Grizzlies win tonight, they'll go through to play the Warriors. If the T-Wolves win, we get a game 7. But love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.